Is I'm sorry, my computer is always Okay, Hare Krishna. Shri Rupa Manjari Khyata Yashid Vrindavane Pura Sadhya Rupakhya Goswami Bhutva Prakatatam Yat. So the translation is, she who has known in Vrindavan as Rupa Manjari has now appeared as Rupa Goswami. And this is from Gauraganudesh Dipika, the verse 180. So Lalita is chief among the Sakhis who make up Radharani's entourage, and Rupa Manjari is the foremost among those Sakhis who follow Lalita Devi. It is for this reason that in the Gaura Lila, Rupa Goswami is considered to be the chief amongst the 6 Goswamis. So it's a very sweet verse. So Rupa Goswami is actually part of Krishna's Parshada, his inner circle, and the history that Prabhu explained is actually an arrangement of Lord Chaitanya, the arrangement of Lord Krishna, to actually use and engage Srila Rupa Goswami in the propagation of the philosophy of the Gaudiya Siddhanta, so that actually we have a very strong basis for the Bhakti movement, that is the Gaudiya Vaishnavism and the Krishna Consciousness movement. So Rupa Goswami was known as the Birkhas because his father was also engaged with the Nawab, with the Shah at that time, and the state of Bengal was considered to be one of the richest states in the world. Now it's not an exaggeration to say the richest states in the world, because, like I was mentioning in the class, America was not even discovered properly yet, and India was very, very prominent and very prosperous. And the largest state in India was actually the state of Bengal. And can you imagine now it is all the way through East Bengal, West Bengal, which is Bangladesh now. And because it was so famous and it was so opulent and rich, actually when the British came here, they actually established the cultural and their sort of capital in Calcutta, in Bengal. So now, and Rupa Goswami was the confidential secretary, and Sanatana Goswami was almost like the prime minister. So that was one of the richest states in those days in the world, and they were the 2 most important personalities. So they actually gave up this very important position and took up the cloth of a mendicant. Tyaktva turnamashesha mandalabatim shrenim sadatu chavat. Bhutva dina ganesha ko karunayo kopina khanstha. So the first part of his escape and the first part of his meeting with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in Ramakeli. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, while he was doing his Sankirtan movement on the pretext of traveling to Ramakeli, but actually in his inner heart he wanted to actually give darshan to Rupa and Sanatan and also to Anupam. So at that time their name was, it was not Amar, Santosh and Vallabha Bhat, but they were mostly known as Sarkar Malik the Birkhash. So when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, they were a little bit embarrassed by their position, but they had been hearing about the wonderful Sankirtan movement that was going on under the care of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and they were secretly nourishing this desire to escape from this not very glorious situation that they were in, actually joined the movement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually came to give them the darshan in Ramakeli when they were there, and actually Jiva Goswami was only 3 years old at that time. So then they started thinking, how are we going to escape from this situation? How we are going to go and meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? So they had acquired quite a large amount of wealth, and therefore at some point, under the pretext of not being well, they were staying home and they were cultivating their the Krishna consciousness at home, but the Nawab, which was Nawab Hussain Shah, he realized that these people were trying to fool him. So he was always checking on them. And then when he heard that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was coming, he was a little bit anxious, he was worried, because they were actually invaders, and the majority of the people were followers of Vedic literature, but they had this race that come from abroad, and he's imposed themselves on the Vedic culture on the management system of India. So they were always kind of looking behind their backs and who was making any social unrest or who was making anything to stir their peace. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was coming, he asked both Rupa and Sanatan, what is happening? But actually Rupa Goswami actually pacified him. He said, no, he's just a saint, he has some following and he's doing kirtan. He's not going to cause any political unrest. So they pacified him. So when they heard that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was coming, they were very happy, but they approached him in a very, very humble way. And then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arranged to meet them. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told them that very soon you'll be released from this bandhan, from this not very pleasant situation that they were in. And they wanted to join Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was making a plan to travel to Vrindavan. And because he had thousands and thousands of followers coming with him, Sanatana Goswami and Rupa Goswami both thought it's not a good idea that he travels with so many people. He should be more low-key. That's one angle. And the other thing was saying that not to create unrest, because they knew the situation with the Nawab Hussain Shah, that he was, maybe he can become violent, he can react to this situation. So then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was on his way to Vrindavan. Rupa Goswami had managed to escape, to release himself from his engagement with Nawab Hussain Shah, and he had gone with his younger brother Anupam. But Sanatana Goswami was held back. And then when Rupa and Anupam, they had left the employment of Nawab Hussain Shah, and they were trying to find a way to meet Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami was actually held in prison. So Rupa Goswami and Anupam, they actually went to meet Srila Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gauranga Mahaprabhu, but he was on his way to Vrindavan. He was on his way to Vrindavan, and they thought that would cross road with him. So when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had gone to Vrindavan, and on the way back, they actually met he actually met Rupa and Rupa and Anupam, remembering that Sanatan was held in the prison. So at that time they met in Prayag, and the relationship was one of master and deep submissive humility of Rupa Goswami and Vallabha Bhat was actually so intense that it almost, it is described that seeing their humility and the submissiveness, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was feeling very compassionate and heartbroken almost to see them in this condition. And they were also adopting this mood because they had undergone, some sort of, negative association, having been involved in the service of people who are very mundane. So then, at that time when Rupa Goswami met Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they also wanted to go to Vrindavan. They also wanted to be with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So after Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met with Rupa Goswami at Dasaswamedha Ghat, very quietly, away from the crowd, away from all this big group of people that was coming to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the Sankirtan movement was very strong. And they could see that there were so many people participating. But Rupa Goswami and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met on the other side at the Dasaswamedha Ghat for 10 days. And here Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed the principles of devotional service to Srila Rupa Goswami. And in the scriptures it is mentioned that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu entered the heart of Rupa, and he gave him all that knowledge as well, so that later on he would develop all the Bhakti Shastra that he is famous for, particularly the nectar of devotion, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. He gave this knowledge to him in a very succinct and condensed way, but it expanded in the heart of Rupa Goswami so he could write. So then they wanted to join. They wanted to join the Sankirtan movement of Lord Chaitanya, but Lord Chaitanya told them, no, I have service for you in Vrindavan, and very soon your older brother would be released. At that time, Sanatana Goswami had also been released, and he was making his way towards Prayag, and finally, there's many more details on that, but I cannot quite recall. And then finally they met together and they wanted to go with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Jagannath Puri, but Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had told them, no, most important service for you is this. Number one, you go to Vrindavan, you excavate all the places of pastimes of Lord Krishna, and the second thing is you write these Bhakti Shastras. And then later on when the devotees will come to Jagannath Puri, you can also come. So that was actually how Rupa and Sanatan, when they finally met, they went all the way up to Vrindavan and started excavating all the different places of Leela of Sri Krishna. They excavated the places like Radha Kund and Shyama Kund and established temples, and they wrote all these Bhakti Shastras. So we are very, very grateful, and Rupa Goswami is the director of the Krishna Consciousness movement, and it all started by the inspiration of Srila Prabhupada, who was sitting here and translating in Srimad Bhagavatam. From his window he was actually having darshan of these two wonderful places. So we should always pray to Sri Rupa Goswami that he gives us his mercy, that we can actually be a small instrument in the Sankirtan movement of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Narottam Das Thakur, he wrote the Pranam Mantra of Sri Rupa Goswami, and we can end by reciting that. Okay? So what is that? Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayham Dadati Swa Patantikam. Sri Rupa Goswami Srila Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna.